everyone, welcome to the English drill. In this video, I am going to discuss 25 unique idioms that might give your writing the extra edge that it might need to help you score an 18 or a 19 out of 20 in your essay writing. So, the very first idiom is as American as apple pie, which means something that is typically American. Something that is typically American. Something that you will not find outside America. So if you are introducing or writing a letter to a friend who lives in America, or if you're introducing a relative who is coming to India from America, there are certain compositions that have such topics. So you can easily use this one. As American as apple pie, something that is typically American. For example, baseball is a game that is as American as apple pie. The second idiom is do not give a fig, means to not care at all. Okay, do not give a fig means to not care at all. So suppose you can use this in your dialogues if you're writing a story, it will be very effective in your dialogues. So suppose you're telling someone that you can do whatever you want, I do not give a fig. It means I do not care at all. Number 3 is going to the dogs. Going to the dogs means it's on the decline, it's going down the drain. Okay, going to the dogs means something that is, utterly in a helpless situation. You cannot do anything about it anymore. So going to the dog means to become very, very disordered, to go down the drain. Nothing good can come out of it. So you can use it in a sentence like, this has always been a very nice school, but now it's going to the dogs. So the school has always been very reputed, very good, but now it's no longer as glorious as it used to be. It's going to the dogs. It's going downhill. Everything is going downhill in this school. Puppies and rainbows. It means something that is perfect, an ideal state. Like roses, rainbows and butterflies is an idiom that you use to portray the picture of happiness. So puppies and rainbows once again means something that is perfect. Okay, a perfect ideal state. So you can use it in a sentence like, love is all puppies and rainbows at first, but then reality sets in. Love is all puppies and rainbows at first, but then reality sets in. Number 5, a swan song. Swan song means a final appearance. Okay, swan song is something that happens for the very last time. It comes from that idea that swans, they usually sing before they die. So swan song is something that happens for the very last time, very final time. So you can use it in a sentence like, playing the T20 was MS Dhoni's swan song. Okay, or any other cricketer. Okay, if you'll know these better obviously. So swan song is something that you do for one last time. You can use it for a cricketer, you can use it for an actor who is probably acting in his last movie before retirement, or a cricketer who is playing his last match before retirement. Anything that you do for the last time, for the final time, is a swan song. Number 6, butterflies in someone's tummy or stomach. Having butterflies in someone's tummy or stomach means to be very, very nervous, extremely nervous, fearful. So it can be related to, stage fright. I had butterflies in my tummy before I was called upon stage to give a speech. You can very well use this. Or I had butterflies in my stomach just before the race was about to begin. So having butterflies in someone's stomach means to be very, very nervous. Number 7, a wild goose chase. A wild goose chase means an impossible task, something that is very, very difficult to attain, something that looks almost next to impossible. Wild goose chase means something you can chase forever, but you will never be able to catch it or get it. That is a wild goose chase. So you can use it in a sentence like, looking for that particular book in the library is like a wild goose chase. You will never get it here. Okay, anything that is impossible, you can compare it to a wild goose chase. Anything that you cannot get is a wild goose chase. Number 8, when pigs fly means something that is never going to happen. When pigs fly, because can pigs fly? Obviously not, right? So when can pigs fly? Never. Pigs can never fly. So that is the meaning of the idiom. Something that can never happen. I will get 100 in mathematics when pigs fly. This is something that I could say with a lot of certainty back in school because I wasn't very good at math. So I will surely get 100 in mathematics when pigs fly. Means it's never going to happen. Number 9, a bun in the oven. A bun in the oven means when someone is pregnant. Okay? When someone is pregnant, you say, she's got a bun in the oven. Or they've got a bun in the oven. So if you are having a baby brother or a baby sister or a sibling that is yet to come, so you can say, my mother had a bun in the oven when I was 7 years old or when I was 6 years old. So bun in the oven basically means a baby in someone's tummy, and that is it. It's a nice way of saying that someone is pregnant. A bun in the oven. Number 10, Bob's your uncle. Bob's your uncle. I'm sure you've heard it many times in movies and web series. It's a popular idiom that people usually use.
Our objective is to intercept the sale, replace the authentic codes with counterfeits, and follow Wistrom to Hendrix.
Well, that's simple enough. We snatch the codes, we gin up some fakes. Jane, you double Moreau and sell the codes to Wistrom, and Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle means that's it. That's how you do it. Okay, that's it. That's the process. That's the procedure. You're done. Okay, so how do you use it in a sentence? Suppose you're cooking something and someone tells you that first prepare the batter with this much of sugar, 2 eggs, a blob of butter, and then just mix them all together and put them in the oven for 10 minutes and Bob's your uncle. Means and you're done. That's how you're done. Your recipe is done. So Bob's your uncle. Another sentence example can be, just enter the password and an email ID to register to this account and Bob's your uncle. So in order to register to a particular account, you just have to enter your email ID and password, and that's it. You're done. And Bob's your uncle. Bob's your uncle means and you're done. Kith and kin. Kith and kin means family. Family, relatives. Okay? So, for example, a sentence like, when you come back from the vacation, remember to bring souvenirs or gifts for your kith and kin. When you're back from the vacation, remember to bring some gifts for your kith and kin. Kith and kin means family and very, very close relatives. Okay? That's it. Or another sentence example can be, he loved his kith and kin very much. He always prioritized their needs above his own. Okay? So kith and kin means family members or very, very close relatives. 12 is a tough cookie. A tough cookie means a very determined person, one who doesn't give up easily. Okay? So you can use it in a sentence like, my friend Ria is not someone who will give up just because the odds are against her. She is a real tough cookie, or she is one tough cookie, meaning she is a very determined, very strong person. She won't give up easily no matter what you do to her. A bad apple. A bad apple means a troublemaking or dishonest person. Someone who is very dishonest, someone who is always up to trouble and spoiling others. That's a bad apple. So, someone in your class can be a bad apple. Teachers usually use this phrase to single people out, to single students out who are always up to some kind of mischief. And they say that you're a bad apple and you're going to spoil everyone else. Because one bad apple in the basket can spoil all the other apples in the basket, even if they are good. So, this is what a bad apple means. Anyone who is a troublemaker, anyone who is always up to mischief is a bad apple. Selling like hot cakes means something that sells out very, very quickly. As soon as it's released in the market, it starts selling very, very quickly, and soon it's out of stock. Selling like hot cakes. A sentence example can be, her new book sold like hot cakes the moment it was released. Her new book sold like hot cakes the moment it was released, and soon she was out of stock. Okay, so the next one is top banana. Top banana means someone who occupies the top position in any institution or in any organization, like someone who is a leader or a boss or a CEO, designations of these sort. Top designation, someone who is the owner or the boss or the leader or the CEO is the top banana. So an example is, who gave you the right to make a decision like that? Such decisions can only be made by the top banana. So this is an example. The next one is a fish story. A fish story means a very big lie. Okay? It's not the truth at all. A very big lie. So you can use it in a sentence like, do not try to fool me. I know that is a fish story. Means that is a big lie. You cannot just get away trying to fool me. The next one is like taking a candy from a baby. Means something that is very, very easy. Something that requires very little effort. Like taking a candy from a baby. Meaning something that is extremely, extremely easy. So how can you use it in a sentence? Asking my mother to lend me $5 was like taking a candy from a baby. I could easily convince her to give me $5. Something that is very easy to do. Or asking Rita to go out with me for a movie was like taking a candy from a baby. It was very, very easily done. Quick as a flash means something that happens very, very quickly, very, very fast. Like a lightning, quick as a flash of lightning. So, how can you use that in a sentence? Suppose a teacher is asking a student to get the notebooks from the staff room, and then she tells him, be quick as a flash and get my notebooks from the staff room. So, be very, very fast. Go and get them as soon as possible. The next one is under the weather. Under the weather means not feeling well. Not feeling well. So if you say I'm feeling under the weather, I'm afraid I won't be able to attend your party. That means I'm not feeling well today. Sorry, I cannot attend your party. Under the weather. She could not appear for the talent contest because she was feeling under the weather. She was not feeling well, so she could not appear for the talent contest. The next one is buy a whisker. Buy a whisker means a very, very short distance. Buy a whisker, a very, very short distance. So, a sentence example can be, she lost the race by only a whisker. She lost the race by only a whisker, by a very short distance. The next one is right as rain. Right as rain. It means absolutely correct. Right as rain means absolutely correct. Once again, you are right as rain and I am mistaken. I'm really sorry. I did not trust you. Or my mother was right as rain when she told me that John was not my true friend. Okay? Right as rain. Absolutely correct. The next one is going under the knife. Going under the knife means to undergo some kind of operation, to undergo some kind of surgery. Okay? So if you're saying that my grandmother had to go under the knife to get her gallbladder stones out, that means your grandmother had to undergo a surgery in order to get rid of the stones in her gallbladder. Going under the knife means any kind of surgery. So you can also use it in a sentence like, she broke her leg and had to go under the knife to get it fixed. At times, leg injuries are very dangerous and just simply wrapping them up in plaster doesn't solve it. You have to undergo surgeries, a certain kind of operations in order to really fix what's broken. So under the knife means, going under the knife means undergoing some kind of a surgery. The next one is come hell or high water. Come hell or high water means no matter what happens. Come hell or high water. No matter what happens, you are going to do something or something needs to be done. Okay? So for example, a sentence like, I am going to keep my promise to you, come hell or high water. Which brings me to my next idiom, which is come rain or shine. Come rain or shine. So even if it's raining heavily or even if the sun is scorching outside, I will do something. So come hell or high water and come rain or shine basically mean the same thing. They are idioms that you can use interchangeably. So it means no matter what happens, I'm going to keep your promise, come hell or high water, or come rain or shine. Come rain or shine, I am going to attend the picnic. Come rain or shine, I am going to take you to the mall. The next one is behind the times. Behind the times. Behind the times means old-fashioned. Anything that is old-fashioned. And instantly what I have in my mind are typewriters. I love to write, so typewriters nowadays no longer they are in use, but previously writers used to write most of their stuff on typewriters. Nowadays you type in laptops or on your mobile phones. So typewriter is very vintage, means it's very old-fashioned, behind the times. Typewriters used to be extremely popular once upon a time, but now they are behind the times. This is a sentence example. Typewriters used to be extremely popular once upon a time, but now they are behind the times. Or you can also use, other things that come to your mind when you use the idiom behind the times. For example, gramophones. Gramophones are quite behind the times, or cassettes. Nowadays we have everything on the pen drive. We transfer files using the USB. Music, anything you want, you can just transfer it or download it from the internet. You do not need cassettes anymore. But previously, cassettes are all we had. So typewriters, cassettes, gramophones, these are all behind the times. Or for example, BlackBerry phones, nobody uses them anymore. A bed of roses. A bed of roses means a comfortable situation. Very comfortable situation. Okay, so you've often heard this sentence, I'm quite sure. Life is not a bed of roses. Means life is not always comfortable. There will be ups and downs. There will be difficult times. There will be adversities. But you have to battle through everything. So, bed of roses means a very comfortable situation, and not a bed of roses means, obviously, it's not a comfortable situation. It has its own share of ups and downs. Okay. So, the next one is year in and year out. Year in and year out means annually, something that happens annually, every year. Okay, something that happens every year or quite frequently without any change. Year in and year out, our neighbor organizes the best Christmas feast in the whole neighborhood. Year in and year out, our neighbor organizes the best Christmas feast in the neighborhood. Something that happens annually, every year, without fail or without change. The next one is a fifth wheel. A fifth wheel means an extra person who is not exactly necessary. Okay, an extra person. At times when you feel that you're not exactly a part of a certain group, so there's a gang of friends that you have and you do not exactly belong to that gang, but you usually accompany them wherever they are going, but at the same time you don't feel like you gel well with them, or that it would really matter to them if you hung out with them or not. So you feel like an extra person. So instead of writing an extra person or I felt like an extra, you can use this idiom instead. A fifth wheel. Okay, a fifth wheel means an extra person. So he was not really a part of our group. He was mostly a fifth wheel, means an extra person, an extra superfluous person, not exactly a part of our group, but he usually, hung out with us and we couldn't just tell him no. So that's a fifth wheel. The next one is in the blink of an eye. In the blink of an eye means something that happens instantly, very, very quickly. You cannot even understand that it has happened, but by the time you try to understand what exactly happened, it's already done. So that is in the blink of an eye. That's the idiom that you use to express something like this. In the blink of an eye, the thief had escaped with the man's wallet. In the blink of an eye, the thief had escaped with the man's wallet. So the thief had escaped with the man's wallet in the time that you need to just bat your eyelid once, to blink once. So it's something that happens in 1 millisecond, instantly, and then it's done. The next idiom is rain on your parade. Rain on your parade or rain on someone's parade means to spoil someone's plans. So see, suppose there's a parade or a procession that is supposed to go out on a certain day and then it starts raining. Can the parade happen? Obviously not. People will be running under shelter, running under, awnings. So they will be going back home. A parade cannot take place in extremely heavy rains. So if you are raining on someone's parade, it means you are spoiling someone's plans. Okay? If you're raining on someone's parade, it means you're spoiling someone's plans. So you can use it in a sentence like, the matron came in when they were having a midnight feast and rained on their parade. The matron came in when they were having a midnight feast and rained on their parade. It reminds me of Enid Blyton's story, St. Clair's and Mallory Towers. I'm not sure how many of you have read those stories, but you know, they used to have these midnight feasts at night. The students of St. Clair's and Mallory Towers, they used to have these midnight feasts, secret feasts in the middle of the night, and they would do it very, very discreetly so that nobody understands, because it was against the rules to stay up after a certain time in night. And then inevitably they would be discovered by the matron or someone else who did not know about the midnight feast, and that is how it would rain on their parades. Their plans would be completely destroyed. So rain on someone's parade. If you are raining on someone's parade, it means you are spoiling their plans. So the next one is in a fog. In a fog means to be very, very confused. In a fog means to be very confused. Just like you cannot see anything in a fog. Suppose you're enveloped by fog, or there's a huge, blanket of fog right in front of your eyes. You won't be able to see what lies beyond the blanket of fog. So in a fog is you're confused. You don't know what is happening. You don't know what you are, what awaits you. So in a fog means to be very, very confused. You can use it in a sentence like, I stayed up all night practicing mathematics, but when it was time to start the exam, I was in a fog. I stayed up all night practicing mathematics, but when it was time to start the exam, I was in a fog. And this is something that happened to me very often. Like, I know I would get super nervous before any mathematics exam, and I would just go on practicing for the entire day, and then when it was time for the exam, I would just blank out. Even the sums that were extremely familiar, I wouldn't be able to solve them properly. I would be so nervous, my hands would be cold, and I would be in a fog, completely in a fog, thoroughly confused. The next one is sink or swim. Sink or swim. So it means either fail or succeed. Either fail or succeed. Sink, obviously if you're sinking in the water, you're failing, but if you are swimming, then naturally you're succeeding. So sink or swim means either fail or succeed. So you can use it in a sentence like, I've helped my friend to the best of my abilities by providing him with all the class notes and all the different things that our teacher told us while taking classes. Now it's up to him to either sink or swim. Now it's totally up to him. Now he can either fail or he can succeed. I have helped him in whatever ways I could have helped him, and now it's up to him. He can either sink or he can swim. So that's it. The next one is off someone's trolley. Off someone's trolley. So if you write that he was off his trolley, or she was off his trolley, or the kid was off his trolley, it means that that particular person is insane. So there's another idiom that you can use in its place, and it's off the rocker. Okay, off the rocker or off the trolley means you're completely out of your mind, insane. Off the trolley or off the rocker. After having failed in his science exam, he went completely off his trolley and slapped his partner. After having failed in his maths exam, he went completely off his trolley and slapped his partner. Okay? Did you experience something like this? If you have, I'm extremely sorry for you. But, I've seen someone experiencing this right in front of my eyes in class one day. So yes, it was such a scene. The last one is a tall order. A tall order means a very, very difficult task. A tall order means a very, very difficult task. So think of a very difficult task that you might have been asked to accomplish and which really gave you sleepless nights. For example, if I am to give an example from my experience, my everyday experience, it would be shooting 5 videos, studying for the semesters, and writing a novel all in course of 1 month really seemed like a tall order to me. So lots of activities happening together, and then there's something you want to achieve by the end of a certain time period, which is very short. So that can be a tall order, means a very, very difficult task or a very difficult situation that you are in. Thank you. That's all for this video. See you once again in the next video.